Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning.
Whew.
Wherever you are listening from in this great big world that we live in called Earth. Hey, y'all. So, we are here today for the AM Affirmation Space Podcast. We got some changes coming up soon, y'all. So, make sure y'all stay locked in so you can see what they will be and what they are. I have been joined. My name is Caron Fairweather. Let's start with that first. My name is Caron Fairweather. I am one of the hosts of this amazing podcast. I am also a author. I am also a CEO. I am a women's leader. I am many hats. I wear a bunch of hats, y'all. But above all things, I am a midlife strategist. I talk to women about navigate this midlife journey that we are in. It is a beautiful time to be in. It really is, but we have to see it for what it is. Instead of thinking about how things used to be, we need to think about how we can do things so much more better now without all those stresses and roles that we used to have when we were younger. So I'm joined by two beautiful women, Miss Clivia Allen and Miss Marcy. Miss Marcy Moments. I like to call her Marcy Moment. Her name is Miss Marcy Trueheart. That's her name, Trueheart. So anyway, I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Ladies, have at it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever part of the world you are. We are so glad that you tuned in to this beautiful platform that we have here. I am Clivia Allen, one of the co hosts of this space. I am the servant leader of Chosen 31 Essentials, where we focus on storytelling by way of dance, book publication, and media. The media space is where you can tell your untold stories that you might think are ordinary, someone else might think is extraordinary. We are here to help you change the world one person at a time. To learn more and how you can stay connected, you can visit us at the website shown below. That's cliviaallen.com. Over to you, Marcy.
Ah, hello, my ladies, and great day to everyone around this globe that gets to hear our beautiful voices. I am Marcy Trueheart, and on IG I am Marcy Moments. On Facebook I'm Marcy Patrick Trueheart. I think I am also an author. I'm a healer. I'm a shapeshifter. I'm here to teach you how to do say luxury words to yourself because I'm an affirmation installer. And I'm here to make you understand how amazing that you are. And if anybody tells you anything different, they lie.
I love it. Yes, yes, yes. We are three powerful women who are in very close stages of life where we are working through the things. We have worked through the things. Let me say that we have worked through the things, and we are here to share our wisdom, our understanding, and our knowledge with you so that you maybe can avoid some of the bumps that we've had to endure and have conquered. So today we are talking about something another important topic. There's not a topic we talk about that's not important, ladies, right? So
Right.
not everyone gets access to this version of you. I'm excited
Hmm.
about this topic, y'all.
Uh-huh.
Right, Miss Marcy?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm a little excited about this one here because not
When
everybody get. Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm sorry, when I read the show notes, I had to do some reflection on who had access to me at one point in time in my life and now who has access to me. And it really hit home, because I never really thought of it that way. I just thought it was they're no longer in my life. I'm not mad at it, but I also realized that it is based off of it. A lot of it is based off of spirituality. So that's a great way to when people remove themselves from your life or get removed, however it is. Just
Yeah,
think of it as elevating yourself spiritually.
yeah, Yeah, I love that, Miss Marcy. I too
Mm-hmm.
had to do some reflection when I was doing the research for this and getting this prepared for us for this recording. I had to think about that and did some soul searching because of late I've found myself when I go to the different cities that I have to go to for work, I will reach out to various ones that I know that are in the area and with hopes of connecting, not necessarily for any other reason, just to say hey after many years, right? But I found myself that there were a few that just wouldn't respond. And I realized that there was one particular person I reached out to twice. I thought it was just once, but it was twice, and they had not responded. I had to think about that thing. I'm like, well, why do you want them in your life after so many years? What's the big deal? I'm like, really, what is the big deal? There's a reason for them no longer being in your life, either being removed because of growth and relocation or what have you, or as Ms. Marcy referenced, as a spiritual thing. You've changed. You've changed internally and externally. You have changed. So therefore, not everyone has access to this version of you. So when you think about it, your standards have changed. How your pace of life, how you move, how you navigate, all of that has changed. Every one of us can say, compared to 10 or 20 years ago, now we move completely different. We move completely different. There are people that were in our life that we thought were maybe staples in our life that are not there. And there are new people there that we probably look to in a way that we never thought of, because I know that's true for me. I was shut down to having new relationships with women for a long time. I didn't want any parts of it. But now I find myself with these two women here and others in my circle that I would have never had the thought that I would be connected to. But this is what should be happening for me at such a time as this. So when it comes down to having access to you, I believe we have to be very thoughtful about that. Let's not just, because they've been around for 20 years, they still should have access to you. Come on now. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Even if it's your family.
That
Uh-huh.
part. That part. That part.
Mm-hmm.
I listen. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it because I think there's somebody else's part. I don't want to speak too much on that. But when you don't filter access, you dilute direction. Let me say that again. When you don't filter access, those that have access to you, you dilute your direction because your space is so convoluted with connections that don't align with you. You can't even be where you're supposed to be spiritually because you got too much noise going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't limit the access of the old, the new, your space becomes so messy, you can't even see sideways, let alone straight, right? So proximity means you're thinking about who this person is and how you can serve each other. Even your nervous system is affected by those that don't belong in your circle, those that don't belong in having that direct access to you. Your standards have changed. Let me say that again. Your standards have changed. So, therefore, not the same people in your circle. Your money decisions, let's talk about that one. I have purses, y'all, in my closet right now, and I was going through them. I was in my closet looking at my purses this weekend, and I put my hand on about 10 bags that I have not touched in over a year.
Mm.
10 bags. It's time to donate them. And I'm not
Right.
talking donate to buy more. No, no. I got some favorite bags. I'm going to keep them. And that's it. Unless I go to Italy somewhere and be able to buy me a Pauline bag right there from the manufacturer, that's different. That's a different conversation. But just going to whomever to buy a bag to say I have it, for me, that is no longer necessary. I don't need
Mm-hmm.
that in my life to whatever, to show this or just to have it, because having experiences means so much more to me than having things.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe it has to do with being on this side of 50, because I'm looking for 30, 40 more years. But in those 30, 40 more years, I don't want to fill them with things. I want to
Mm-hmm.
fill those years with experiences. So, how I spend my money, when I spend my money, has changed. My
Mm-hmm.
confidence, thinking about that person that I was trying to reach out to who has not Now, previous to that, they had responded to me in the way that I reached out to them. But for those two attempts, they had not responded. I need to see what they're showing me, right, y'all? I need to hear what they're
Mhm.
saying without with them saying it. So
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing? Why are you trying to do that? So my confidence in saying, you know what, you don't need that. There was a time when I would keep trying and keep trying, try a different way, try that way. I would just because I was in that need to please stage of my life. But I'm not there anymore. Thank God. Thank God. So my confidence level is much greater. What you said, Marcy?
Never for me.
It was
Mm-hmm.
me. I own it. I own it. But that used to be me. Now I can
Right, right,
easily
right.
slip.
And we all, and the one thing about it is, with transparency, we all have our vices.
Yeah, yeah, we do. We really do. That's true. Thank you for that. Access is structural, not emotional. When it comes to having
Mhm.
access to you, using your emotions to determine who should or who should not might not be the wisest thing. It may not be the wisest thing because if we operate out of our emotions, a lot of those old used to be's, yeah, they will still be around because we're operating out of emotion because we feel an attachment to them. But when you operate out of structure and structuring your life because you are operating differently, those that emotion gets set aside. Let me talk about these. There's a couple of talking points I want to express right now when it comes down to this
Mhm.
framework. So every person in your proximity influences your baseline. What does that mean? So how you think about those things I listed before, the money and confidence and all that, the people in your circle, those in proximity to you, really do affect your baseline of how you make decisions about those different factors that I listed before. They affect, think
Mhm.
about it. Those that are in your circle, girl, what you doing that for? Girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Y'all know the little meme out there. Don't do it. And before you spoke to them, though, you had all confidence. Yes, this is the thing for me to do. But you let Mary Sue come in and tell you something about her experience. No, tell you about her opinion that she's had no experience with. And there you go, trying to change your mind. So your proximity does affect your baseline. Then next, who you talk to daily shapes your confidence. Same thing, Mary Sue. You all boosted up,
Mhm.
you're ready to do it, and you go talk to her like, girl, I don't know about that.
So let
What?
me interject. This is why luxury words to yourself matters, because of the simple fact, who do you talk to daily? Who is with you every single day?
Yeah.
So when you talk to
Mhm.
yourself,
Shaping that
because it's one of
confidence.
the best conversations I've ever had, okay? But when you
Mhm.
learn to talk those
Yeah.
luxury, beautiful words to yourself, you know, Sally over there, she could be talking that junk, but when I've instilled these luxury words into me, and I'm talking to me,
Yeah.
I'm letting me know that, sis, you got this. Listen, look at
Mm-hmm.
everything you went through. Look at yourself now.
Yeah.
So talking to yourself with luxury words matters. So get in contact with me
Yes.
at Marcy.moments. We can do, I'm gonna help you with that.
Because she working on a book on that. It's coming soon. So just
It's coming
want,
soon.
just want, throw,
It's
throw,
coming soon.
want to throw that.
Actually, this is, by the time this does come out, I I actually got another book that co-author book that came out today.
But we ain't talking about that. We talking about them luxury words right now.
Yeah,
Keep it coming, honey. Keep it coming.
yeah, I'm saying.
That's what we're
But
talking
yeah,
about right now. But anyway, loyalty without alignment is expensive. Loyalty without alignment is expensive. Why am I so loyal to this person or this thing or this habit or this thought process that has cost me so much money, time, and effort? It's expensive. That family member that because they
Mhm.
are whatever their role in your life, you want to keep them in your life, and you know they stress you out every time you hear their voice on the phone, but yet you still answer the phone. Like you rolling your eyes every time they say something. So loyalty, loyalty without alignment. Do I really need to talk to her? Do I really need to share with him or her what it is I'm about to do? Because sometimes our mouth get us in trouble because we run it too much. You know that thing that says move in
Mhm.
silence? That really does come into play in certain situations. Just move in silence. Now, those that are in your trusted circle, yeah. But Susan May and Johnny Sue don't need to know everything you are doing. Yes, I said Johnny Sue. I
Yeah.
sure did. Uh huh. Finally, finally,
Gender fluid.
access level. Yes, yes. Access levels: public, social, inner circle, and advisory. Those are four levels in your life. The public level, those that have access to you publicly. Those that have access, this is a big one, socially. Whether it's on social media or out amongst people, that's a big one. Are you just going to social events to say you were there? Are you going there because there's a value add to you and or others because you were there? Because there's a lot of times I went to things, oh Lord, they expected me to be there, but are they really? And if they are, what about it?
Right.
What about it? Inner circle, that's the third level of access. Your inner circle has a level of access to you that those that are public and social don't have to you. And then your advisory level is those that you really do give your innermost private thoughts, you share with them because they have proven themselves trustworthy with that. So when I say your access level, think about that, everyone. Your access level, both public, social, inner circle, and advisory. Assess who you have in those levels. Are there any people that cross levels? Because you do have some people that will cross levels, right? You have your inner circle, and maybe they also are on your advisory
Mhm.
circle as well, and that's okay. But
Right.
really assessing who you are allowing access to you is important because access impacts your life in every way. So let me move on. I want to hand this off to Miss Clivia because I've been running my mouth long enough. So Miss Clivia, why do women struggle so much with restricting access?
Great question, Karan. Great question. And with that, I'll say we struggle with that because of the confusion of the past, what
Mm-hmm.
we were taught, that what we would say psychological teachings of growing up. I have some notes here. Many women wrestle with the tension between love, loyalty, and personal boundaries. Culturally, right? You have the cultural conditions, and I'm actually going to jump in. So I'm going to kind of jump into some of my talking points while I'm talking. Um, we confuse history with entitlement, right? So that goes with what you were taught, what you grew up thinking that I had to do. We were taught that if someone has been around, they deserve continued access. And I know, especially coming from a Caribbean background, that is something that, and it's interesting we're talking about this because I met a lady in her culture. She is the middle child, but the oldest girl. And because of that role of being the oldest, she's expected to be the one, right? The loyal one. You're supposed to take care of your sisters
Mm-hmm.
because. And we had a sit down conversation last week, and she said, I had to make boundaries, even, and we mentioned it with family members, and they're upset at her, right? Because now, and that's also in the notes where some people might see you as being cold, or you think, okay, you arrived. So now I can't call my sister at 10 o'clock. No, you cannot, right? Because it's on do not disturb. And that's just across the board.
Miss Marcy,
So
your
some
face.
people, it says it all,
It
right?
does.
Some people, and there it is, fear of being labeled different or
Mm-hmm.
perceived as cold. Oh, okay, now that she have a husband, now she can't talk to me
Mm-hmm.
at midnight. No, I cannot, right? And then some people keep that door open because they fear, and we're gonna let Marcy chime in pretty soon. We fear, like, okay, this is my sister, this is my sibling, maybe I should because the
Mm-hmm.
Bible tells me so,
Yeah.
or whatever that could look like according to your background. But there has to be, regardless of what it is, a level of boundaries. Over
Mm-hmm.
time, this can create a sense of entitlement, again, where others assume our presence, support, and emotional labor will always be accessible. Psychologically, stepping back from these expectations, it can trigger fears, the fear of being labeled different, misunderstood, or even perceived, as we said, as cold. When the role shifts, it can feel like losing a part of oneself. Spiritually, however, growth often requires discernment. And we understand some people, in one of our previous episodes, we talked about intuition.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about, again, just knowing your surroundings. You just mentioned those four different levels of the access that we give, whether it is socially, whether it is, our inner circles. We have to be able to set those boundaries and just know that it is not rejection. It's not rejection. One of the other points was identity attached to being available, right? We think about people that so I think this is the fourth talking point, identity attached to being available, where again, you're the oldest, so you're supposed to show up for everybody else. Or because you have a leadership role at work, you're supposed to be the one doing everything, or the one baking I forgot what it is that you make, Karen, around the holidays. Everyone thinks
Pies,
that it's
Brownies.
supposed to be you.
the brownies.
There you go. Well, pies and brownies, all the things, right? And it's like that becomes your identity. Scripture reminds us that wisdom includes protecting our inner life. There's a scripture that says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And that's Proverbs 4, verse 23. Guarding the heart does not mean withdrawing from love. It doesn't mean withdrawing from your family. It means allowing God to redefine what healthy connection looks like, regardless. As seasons change, so do the ways we show up for others. And people just need to respect that. History does not equal unlimited access. Just because that's how it was then, that is not the version I am now. And again, it takes growth. It takes inner work, so that outer work, people would then respect that. Reflection question: are you protecting relationships or protecting your image as a dependable one? Are you protecting relationships, those elementary school friendships,
Mm-hmm.
those big sister relationships, or protecting your image as the dependable one? So, with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Marcy. So, I talked about the psychological part of it, the things that happen in our head that we think, because of those cultures, because of those, again, boundaries that we really don't set. What happens in the body when access isn't filtered?
Woo! So your nervous system registered unsafe proximity before logic defends it. And when I was doing some research on it, I had to kind of think about that. So basically, we got to play catch up when we're out here, and like you said, the sister calling at 10 and 12 o'clock. First of all, you're dying at those times of night, okay? And who you need to call is God, Jesus, whoever your higher calling is, and 911. Okay? Don't call me. Try Jesus, don't try me. Okay? and, and like you said, with those boundaries, we have to be really careful, because like the only time my siblings needs to call me that late at night, like I said, if they're hurt. But first, you better call on 911, call God, and then tell me to meet you at the hospital, because I don't want to talk to you that time of night. Period. But here's some talk: bracing for certain calls. Now that is something that I have at work. When I see this certain name even pop up on my email with a one-on-one message, or they pop up on my phone, and it's just like,
There we go.
this is Francie. How can I help you?
Miss
So my
Marcy, so
body,
let me ask you a question. So, because I've been there, done that with my previous. That's why I see when Lord tell you to leave, God knows He know what He's talking about. Because and she was my direct, I was her direct report. So it would be weekly meetings and daily, multiple times a day emails and Teams messages, and my whole nervous system was wrecked. So how do we honor ourselves when we know that we don't align with these people, these situations? I mean, because y'all know my story about that. We're not gonna rehash that. But how do we align ourselves when we know our spirit is so unsettled when that person calls or emails or messages? How do we align ourselves? How do we get back into alignment?
well, what I had to do is put them up on the ancestor altar.
Mm-hmm.
They don't irritate me as bad
Yeah.
as it used to be. But baby, I lay down, I laid that thing on the altar, and I was like, ancestors, take care of this. I don't really care how you do it.
So as you do your part, for me, it would be more so me yielding it over to God and saying, "Okay, God, I need you to handle this because I don't have it in me right now." But it also sounds like you're saying that we need to honor ourselves.
Yeah, honor ourselves, but I also I had I couldn't get gangster the way I wanted to get gangster. So I had to call on the ancestors. And let's understand that all our ancestors ain't good. Cause I had to call on a couple of goons. And I was like, listen, listen, this happens on my nerves. Handle it, handle it. And the crazy thing about it is it's handled. Okay,
So
but
I'm sorry, before you continue, I'm gonna say for mine in regards to bracing before certain calls, and it relates to my ex-husband, I would normally say a scripture.
Oof.
When I see his name, I'll be like, Lord, let the words of my mouth, let the meditation of my heart, let it be acceptable, because I don't want it to be unacceptable, right? I don't want to step out of character because his name came up. I know we talked
Right.
about maybe you change the person's name. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe it should, when the person called, knowing who it is, it should say like peace, peace be still, because I always had to brace myself. However, I grew, and I think it comes with growth, where even when these people call us or when we see them coming, that maturity level, it doesn't even, like, I never used to say his name. Now I can say his name without even getting annoyed,
Right.
so I think it also
Facts.
goes with growth.
Mm-hmm.
so
I
I'm not gonna
agree.
tell
I
you.
want to go ahead, Miss Marcy.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna tell you what I got my ex husband's name as. It's nothing bad, but um, it was what I did. It was somebody that I wanted them to actually act in a. I wanted them to act better, so I put their name as Act Right.
Mm.
Okay, and when I put their name as Act Right, they stop acting wrong. So what you need to put your
So you
ex
affirm.
name, yes, instead of he get on my nerve, just like peace, peace in the valley.
There you
You
go.
know what? That's a great point you're making, Miss Marcy, because it seems like we need to change how we see things, how we see, how we feel, and how we experience. Because although that person may still have the behaviors that used to irritate us, because we now have their name in our phone as peace, we are experiencing peace. So we're changing our
Trajectory.
mind,
Yeah.
right, our mindset of
Yes.
how we see them. Because there was a person in my life, Lord God knows, when I knew they were coming near, my stomach would start hurting me. But and that just was so, my spirit was telling me, stop allowing this person access to you. But because of
Yeah.
other situations, I was still putting up with it, not even realizing I was doing everybody a disservice by allowing this person to have access to me. So
Mm-hmm.
when you say changing the name, yeah, I'm going to change you to peace be still, because that's what I'm going to experience in my body
Mm-hmm.
whenever,
Exactly.
right? Mm-hmm.
Calmness.
Yeah. Okay, Miss
Yes.
Marcy.
Mm-hmm. Instead of instead of instead of putting then, yeah, be like peace, Lily.
Peace,
Love,
Lily.
love surrounds me.
Yes.
Listen, because you look at
Can you
that,
imagine our
and then
entire contact list is affirmations?
Yes, yes. So, and it won't be when it calls and you read it, you you're reading positive affirmation,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Mhm.
once you answer the phone, it won't be like what. It'll be like
Mhm. Mhm.
greater things are coming.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Like, because greater things are coming right after I get off the phone with you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
Even whomever they may be, he, her, them, will hear a difference in you too. Like,
uh-huh.
okay, she ain't as angry as she used to be. It ain't because of you. It's a choice I'm making for myself because of what I
Exactly.
choose to experience if within me. So don't wait a minute now. It ain't about you. But yes, I am different. I'm choosing to be different. Yes,
I
ma'am.
ain't happy to
Mm.
talk to you, but the way I'm gonna approach you
Yeah.
moving forward, because why, like you said, why give myself a disservice
Yeah.
because of you? You already
Yeah.
screwed up. So, but your nervous system knows before your mind explains. Your nervous system often recognize unsafe or uncomfortable proximity, bringing long. Oh no, I read that already. My talking points. Brace before certain calls. Like we
Mm-hmm.
pretty much went into that. So I'm gonna go to my second talking point, because we definitely covered that, and we
Yes.
found a solution to the problem. So the second one is tenseness in Pacific rooms.
Tension.
Woo! Tension in the Pacific rooms. You can walk into a room and feel something immediately. Your stomach tightens, K. Ron. Your posture changes. You become
Mm-hmm.
quieter and more alert.
Yeah.
And with that alertness, that is anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and which is not good for you and other. Not unless I I I learned how to master when I don't like people, because I'm good at not letting other people know who I don't like. Not unless I, and sometimes I was like, I can't stand her. Not unless I say it, because I feel as if it's not other people shouldn't have to suffer because my dislike for certain people. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been
Mhm.
in rooms where I can't stand people, and I know, and it was just this one particular young lady, and we had a falling out, and we did not talk. We were very cordial, and somebody asked us to do something, team up. I said, I can't stand that girl. No, I'm not doing that. And they was like, oh my God, I thought you guys were friends. I said, no, we are not. And they was like, I would have never known. And you're not supposed to know. Because
Yeah.
I know how to be like, I can block you out and you could be right here. That's that Gemini in me. But stop putting ourselves, and even like that, even that's bad on me, but that's a learned behavior. But stop putting yourself in a place where it makes you go into anxiety mode.
Mm-hmm.
um Now, and just know that all not all discomfort is danger, but chronic bracing is data. And we're going to do just a grounding point real quick. When somebody name comes across your phone, what does your body relax, or does it tighten? It's going to start relaxing, because we're going to put blessed and highly favored. And you know, lesson, like I actually, my ex-husband name is in my phone was lesson learned.
Mm.
Mm.
So
That's good.
so listen, change 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 that name in the phone, and it definitely will change your attitude. So your body recognizes access violations before your mind justifies them. Now, Kron, how do we actually build an access policy instead of reaching? reacting emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first thing I'm going to say is uh, accountability. That's the first
Mm-hmm.
thing I'm going to say is accountability. Going back to what you were saying, how we can change the names of someone that we are allowing to disrupt our peace. We can name it whatever, but naming is something. If you want to change their name in your phone, your contact list to a name that's affirming, every time you see it, it ain't gonna happen right away. It's not gonna happen right
Mm-hmm.
away. So let's not be crazy. Try to play games, but the more you do it, the more it will become your reality. So that's
Mm-hmm.
accountability. I'm choosing to change how I think about this person when their name comes across my caller ID or my emails or my text messages. Because bottom line, we're responsible for how we respond to people. Can't nobody make you cry. Can't nobody make you angry. Can't nobody make you happy. Can't nobody make you sad. As a result of circumstances, you choose how you feel, how you respond, how you react. You absolutely choose. Because there are certain times you can see somebody cry and you are on the floor crying with them. There are other times when you see them cry, like, what's she crying or what he crying for? It don't really bother you because you're deciding how you're going to receive something within. So accountability. Accountability. Choose well. Choose you today how you're going to act, how you're going to be, and choose well. Because we're
Mm-hmm.
responsible for our own actions, our own outcomes. Whatever it is that you decide to do, know that whatever comes with that, you chose it. And we talked about this some time ago about in our relationships. When it comes down to it, when we get really, really honest, the signs were always there. We just chose not to acknowledge them.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, out of ignorance, out of immaturity, whatever it is, we still chose it though. So when it comes down to our proximity policy, we then now have the responsibility of accountability to choose alignment filters.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have access to me. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to explain why. You don't. Because when you stop being in that circle, you stop being in that conversation, you remove yourself from that group chat, yada, 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 and you don't have to explain why. You just go silent. You're limiting access. Your energy filters. Do I leave interactions regulated or depleted?
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about that. Those conversations that totally drain us. Am I
Yeah.
taking accountability to decide that I will or will not interact with it, right? I mean, literally, think about it. I bet you right now, each of us can name two people that we just get exhausted when we talk to them on the phone. Why are we still talking to them? Why are we still talking to them? And I bet you there's a level of obligation in there. I bet you
It
any
Yes.
amount
is.
of money that, right?
It is.
I was
Two
gonna name
people.
the person, but I can't do that. But yeah,
Right.
obligated
It's
because
two
of the
people.
script.
I
And
Obligation.
for me,
called
it's the
Tyrese.
scriptures.
Like I called Tyrese. I said, I'm about to kill this heifer right now. She was like, it's always the same too. Like they
What?
don't understand.
Obligation. Obligation. And think
And
about that,
it
y'all.
is obligation because if I didn't have to be,
And now I'm gonna go a little bit further with that obligation thing. Is it really obligation? Or we
oh,
gonna want to
it's
change things?
obligation.
Okay. Now for me, I can say that it's sort of kind of obligation, but it's more so me. I don't want to go through the things I'm gonna have to do to make this to do this differently. I don't want to be bothered. But yet I'm letting this situation bother me. So which bother am I choosing? So the energy filters. Am I depleted or am I energized when I talk to this person? Am I walking away with ideas or inspiration or pride being happy for them? Or God knows I'm so glad of that conversation. Oh Lord, I need a drink after talking to them. Come on
Mhm.
now. Reciprocity filter. Is there mutual support? Are you getting what you're giving? May not be in the same form, but are you getting something back in return? Am I interacting with this person because of what they can do for me? Or am I interacting with this person regardless? But regardless, it gives they are always doing something for me in one way or the other, which causes me to think of them first when there's something available for me to do. Reciprocity. Then the growth filters. Am
Mhm.
I in this group? Am I with these people? Am I in this situation because I'm growing? or out of
Mm.
just, I've been here for this long, I might as well stay. Come on now,
Mm-hmm.
y'all. I
Yeah.
mean, each of us can think of a situation, a group, or a we each can name at least two right now that we know we're not growing from. And we know we need to disattach. Just this past couple of weekends ago, I decided, yep, that's enough. I'm done. But I should have been done a year ago or 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, respect filters. Are my boundaries honored without negotiation? When you got to explain why you do or don't want something, that's negotiation. But when you don't have to explain it and like, oh yeah, girl, I remember you don't da 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 da. Okay, we're gonna move on from that. Cause I'm remembering that's a boundary for you, and I'm honoring that by not bringing that inside the boundaries that we have. I'm not bringing that in because that's something you just nope, nope, nope. We're not talking about. And I say, oh girl, I apologize. Skip right over and move on to something else. If your boundary is not being honored, but girl, I just need to tell. Well, hold on. I just need to tell you this, and then we ain't got to talk about it no more. Then the next time, oh wait. Let me just tell you this, and we ain't got to talk about it no more. Okay. So when you
Mm-hmm.
gonna draw the
Mm-hmm.
line?
Yes.
So the framework, those five access filters, because everybody doesn't deserve access to you right now. They really don't. They don't deserve access to you. So think about this. Access is earned, not
Not
inherited.
inherited.
Mm.
Yeah,
Not inherited.
that's good.
Okay, so our action prompt for this week. The action prompt for this week. Reduce access by 10%. Not dramatically, but strategically. I've
Hmm.
challenged my ladies here. I challenge you. And I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna come back around and say, did you do it? Because we all know, we've already admitted right here on this recording that we getting ready to release soon to the world, that we all have something that we need to set some strong boundaries for. We need
Mm-hmm.
either need to release or adopt. We're going to circle back to this because if we're asking our audience to do it, we got to do it too. So
Mm-hmm.
we
After this
do.
week, I could definitely. It's a few people I could pull all the way from.
And look, if that means that whatever you're involved in, let's say you and that person are meeting for coffee every week or every other week. If that means you got to find a new coffee partner or go coffee by yourself, so be it. Because I bet you'll have a better experience with that coffee when you eliminate that person from your inner world. I promise you,
Yeah.
it'll take some getting used to because it is a habit. Because there's some things we do out of habit as well. Forgot that one. We do it
Mm-hmm.
habitually
Mm-hmm.
because this is just the way we've been doing it all along. We've
That's
been
what you
doing it for
know. Yeah.
15,000 years. So, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't owe unlimited access to anyone. You owe alignment to yourself. You are not cold. You are calibrated. You
Mm-hmm.
are not distant. You are deliberate. And finally, this version of you requires filtration, requires it
Sniff it
because we
out.
don't operate right. We don't
Mm-hmm.
operate the same way we used to. We have a different mind. We have a more mature mind. We've been through
Yeah.
some things. So why are we still allowing people that's been in our lives since we were 20 that aggravated us then, and now that we're 20 years older, they aggravate us now? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Baby,
So,
no, we are not getting back together because you want the old Marcy, and baby, you
ooh,
cannot
huge point.
handle
Been there.
today's
Yeah.
Marcy,
That's a huge
Exactly.
point. That's a huge point. The old Marcy doesn't exist anymore.
man.
Mm-hmm.
I love old Marcy because she's taught me so much,
Yeah.
but it is so. It's this guy, and for some odd reason, every March she wants to come back around and like let's rekindle things. No,
Yeah.
because you keep talking about when, and we dated in our 20s. I said, no,
You
you
want that
can't
Zyrtec.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's allergy
exactly.
season.
Mm.
What it is. Go blow your nose somewhere else.
So, with that being said, we challenge ourselves and we challenge our audience really because that version of you, she is no longer required. She's done her just due. She's helped you get to where you are now. Let her go, because she comes with some stuff that you don't have to deal with anymore.
Hmm.
You don't have to deal with, and we just have to take accountability and choose. So listen, if this episode has served you, and I know it has served you well in any way, make sure you share this with some other girlfriend that you know can benefit, who need to tighten up her boundaries as well. Okay, see that share button that Miss Clivia is pointing to? Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, share that, click that button and share this episode with somebody. Before we go ahead and close, we're going to get to our affirmations. Uh-oh, you hot, Miss Marcy. My energy is valuable. My peace is sacred. And I have the right to decide who is invited into my life I am building.
That's right.
Today I trust my body. Today I trust my spirit. Today I trust the goddess within me who always knows the way.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I will not feel guilty for setting boundaries that protects this version of me.
This person.
Yeah, yeah.
Amen. In our scripture, hmm, good one. Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. That is good advice. Matthew 7, verse
Yes.
6. That's real good. Be
That's
I
careful
huge
who
like
you
that.
advice.
access.
Yes. That's a very
Mhm.
applicable verse there. Tear you
Yes.
to pieces. Then look back and you say, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Right.
Because you gave it to the
Right.
dogs and pigs.
All right, y'all. Look. What's that thing we say, ladies, before we end every episode? Episode.
You
You
are
are
your
you.
first priority.
So act like it.
Yes.
Act
I
like
love it.
it.
I love it. Thank you, affirmers, for watching. We will see you guys on the next episode. Peace and blessings to you all.
Bye.